Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for a preview for Arsenal's game against Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup third round. That is, I think that's one of the first times we actually get a bit of probably you could say an easier draw, let's say, but uh, not, but obviously not taking away from anything from Wimbledon. They might pose their own unique sort of challenge, but. Just want to say a few things first. Yes, since Sunday, I've not been able to do any streams till today because I've not been well, and don't know why. Just generally just didn't feel well at all the last couple of days. But I still don't really feel well today, to be honest. But at least I can do today's stream. I might do the watch along later, which is Norwich Liverpool. I might do that later if I feel up to it. If not, there might be a late cancellation. I can't guarantee it. So there we are. Hopefully we can get our Wimbledon fan back in time. But just got to run through some comments as I bring Vivian in as well. I would come on, but about to set off the QPR versus Everton game. Good luck with that, Connor. Stephen, how you feeling, mate? I'm not feeling too good, man, but just good enough to do this stream, mate. It's just big up, Stephen. But Connor, best of luck tonight. Should it be a good game? Hope you're well. Also, big up, James. Big up, Anki, and hope you feel better soon. I hope so. I bloody hope so. So, we got Vivian here. How are you, Vivian? Oh, she's froze. Oh, she's froze. She's froze on us. So, well, until we get her back, what I want to go through is obviously Arsenal coming off the back of two back-to-back wins in the Premier League. 1-0, obviously 1-0 against Norwich and 1-0 against Burnley. It's not exactly something to be thrilled about. Maybe sort of Burnley because going to Turf Moor is always going to be a difficult game. But even then, it really wasn't. Really, it was a game where we could have quite. Yeah, it was quite a game that was like lacking quality, and we could have been so much better because of our quality. And tactically, I didn't get it because we were trying something new. We were playing, and I think the problem was tactically what we were doing. Tactically, we were trying to play it. Big up, Jordan. Thanks for the messages. By the way, thanks to everyone that sent messages of goodwill, of get well. I really do appreciate it. I really, the support's been massive, so I really do appreciate it. Every bit of it. But like I was saying, it's like we weren't really like. I wasn't mesmerized by the performance. Partey playing in that DM role didn't make any sense to me. Especially since he's a box to box, he's not a DM. Odegaard and Smith Rowe not playing as, you know what I mean? I don't get it, man. But anyway, we've got Wimbledon, which hopefully we should be able to rest our big players for the Spurs game. Well, that's depending on what Arteta does, because that's what Arteta should do. What Arteta actually will do is another coincidence, is another curiosity. Sorry, because the last game in our second round, we should have rested players, but no, because we decided to play our full strength squad against a B team, West Brom. Don't get it. Vivian, how are you feeling about tomorrow night's game?
Yeah, I'm actually optimistic about our chances because I feel no disrespect to women though, but I think we're going to steal through. But I'm a bit worried about some of the errors we had in our previous games. White had a lot of errors that could have been avoided. And I was really looking forward to see a partnership of Patty and Odegaard in the middle, and it was kind of anticlimactic because I didn't think it was working. It wasn't working, and there's something that should be there that isn't. There's something we're missing in that midfield. Hopefully, against Spurs, we would be better. I hope we would be better because we have to build on the momentum we've gained in the last two games winning. But again tomorrow, I hope Arteta rests players against for Spurs. But knowing Arteta and how he's stubborn, I'm expecting the full squad.
Yeah,
I feel we would win.
yeah. I mean, it depends sort of how Wimbledon set out
Lines
in
up.
this game. I want to actually show up the. Sorry, I just got to put this in the chat. Just go. Arteta's just didn't he stay? No, John. If he wins the North London derby, then he extends his stay. Trust me. Right, 1-0 against Norwich and 1-0 against Burnley ain't gonna do nothing. Like it's the North London derby that does it. If he wins the North London derby, which we all want to win, that extends his stay another 2-3 years. Like, another 2-3 weeks or something like that. That's what it will do. Like no one's bothered about Norwich and where's mate? I just told you he's got a poor internet connection. Right, honestly. So it was there a minute ago. So it's just got a poor battery at the minute. Just message him now. Anyway, I want to actually bring up and everyone keep smashing that like button and subscribe button, people. We really do appreciate it. I'm gonna try and bring up actually the league table at Wimbledon. I mean, which league are they in? They're in League 1 or League 2? I think they're in League 1, aren't they? They're League 1? Yeah, they are League 1. League 1. No, I know it's
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
But
I think I need to change my.
So I'm gonna have to put it on mute as well because like the background noise is pretty bad. By the way, also I'm just having a look at so we're just having a look at the League 1 table. A.F.C Wimbledon are sitting in 7th position off the back of a loss. Plymouth are 4th, unfortunately. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So Wimbledon looking like they could possibly look towards a challenging the actual promotion spots or playoff spots. So, and I know it's only 8 games in, but looking at that, do you think A.F.C Wimbledon? And actually, I'll bring Mike back in. How are you, Mike? How are you, mate?
Hi there, Steve. You're right, mate. Sorry, I'm having problems with my charger and my battery. I'm afraid they're not playing ball, but I'm going to manage to get with you just for the time being. Right. So let's see how long it lasts anyway.
That's all right. So I was just having a look at the table for League 1. You're currently sat 7th in the table.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you feel that's possibly a promotion challenge for you guys? Do you think you could possibly get in the automatics, or you can get in the playoffs this season?
Yeah, I think the way we've started the season, because at the start of play on Saturday we'd gone up to 4th, and then it was just one of those days against Plymouth at home where again they didn't do that much. They caught us a bit on the break, got their goal, and after all the goals we'd scored so far this season, it kind of dried up a little bit. I know it's easy to think as 3 wasn't particularly good and didn't give us a lot of what we should have done. So yeah, just one of those days, unfortunately. Previously, we'd only lost to a deflected goal away at Sunderland. So if we can recapture the way we've been scoring the goals, obviously tighten up the defence a little bit as well, because at one point nobody had scored more goals than us, but nobody had conceded more either. So shades of like mid-90s Newcastle, you score 3, we'll score 4, and that type of thing. Although that's not how they intend it to turn out, just how the way the game's panned out at times. They became so open attacking. But yeah, I mean, it's the best probably in the 6th season now in League One, and it's the best start we've made, the highest position we've been at this stage of the season. So there's no reason why it can't be continued if we can maintain our players. Everyone can stay injury free, and we can get back to the kind of goal scoring form we've had. As I've said, with it more tightening up at the back, then yeah, it could well be a season where we could surpass perhaps all expectations.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, do you feel like you mentioned about injuries? Do you feel your squad's got the quality to be able to maintain a playoff charge or push for the promotion slots?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we've got a lot of young players coming through who've kind of really established themselves there. Sometimes how it is with youth players, you see them come through and they're gradually phased. I mean, you guys with the likes of Maitland-Niles, Reece Nelson, and Saka and Smith Rowe, etc., etc.
Plus, you get so many youngsters from.
It.
You get so many youngsters from the Premier League as well. I mean, I looked at some of your players and they've come from Chelsea on loan and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's right. We signed permanently from Chelsea, who'd been on loan at Bristol Rovers last season. Luke McCormick. We've got Henry Lawrence, who we've signed on loan this season. He's a good, versatile young player, getting his first taste of what you'd probably class proper men's football. Can play either side of the sort of the back four. So yeah, we've kind of struck up a good relationship with all the clubs around us. Brentford was another one previously who we had a lot of dealings with, and obviously now they've come up to the Premier League as well. So yeah, unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast in the modern game. The club about kind of not the greatest resources, but certainly with good intentions in terms of cultivating the young players. If you can bring in loans, which is the name of the game to a very large extent in League One, then that's sort of that's half the battle won. If they can hit the ground running and they can gel and they can live up to the promise that they show as youth players, fit in with the other more experienced team members as well. So it's a nice balance of youth and a bit more experienced, and that's always going to bode well, I think.
Yeah, definitely. What I'd also ask is, and I always ask the opposition, any opposition fan, this obviously, maybe apart from Tottenham fans, that is. How do you see, looking at it from an outside perspective, how do you see like the problems at Arsenal? Because everyone knows about how deep our problems are. We're speaking a little bit off air about our problems. How do you, from looking at it from your point of view as an outside opinion, what do you see wrong? What's wrong with Arsenal at the minute?
I think it's just made to a certain extent, a little bit of kind of square pegs in round holes. Because I mean, obviously, we still want one of the biggest clubs in world football. There's no question about that. It's not that long ago you had the two, the doubles, 98, 2002, 2004, Champions League final 2006, all the FA Cup wins that you've had. But obviously, in recent years, you've gone from that kind of guaranteed, at the very least, 4th place, which I think you had something like 16 or 17 years in a row up until.
It's been 21 years since our last double.
Left, obviously, in 2018.
It's been 20 years since our last double.
Well, yeah, of course, obviously, some clubs don't get to experience it. So, yeah, absolutely. So we had the one in 1971 as well. So, and it was just that little void I think you had, because you won the FA Cup in 79, and then up to time George over, that was the only time I asked some real kind of signs of life. You had to feel that stability, if you like. Don Howe didn't really work for a couple of years for him, but then obviously George Graham came in, and you were top of the league by November, won the Littlewoods Cup. You'd won the league twice within the following 4 years, and that was the real launch pad. Then a bit sour towards the end under Graham. Then Bruce Rioch didn't do that much, and of course, Wenger, years maybe first sort of 10 years or so, when you had all the silverware, the doubles, the Champions League final, the Invincibles, of course. But I don't know how much of an effect maybe the move to the Emirates maybe has affected Arsenal. You move to that stage to really compete at the kind of the top level. You look around the bigger clubs in the Premier League, the bigger European clubs, of course. And I don't know whether that's kind of sort of maybe put a little bit of a spoke in things rather than the intent that you guys are looking for. Obviously, the guys at the top of the world, the board, etc., you're not particularly popular.
What?
And a lot of the chant I have in recent years is spend some effing money, which obviously you guys did in the summer, 130 odd million pounds. I think Ben White is going to be a good acquisition for you. But it's a case of when it all gels, because all that's, I mean, earlier in the season. I know Arsenal didn't start the league too well. We got 2 wins in a row now, Burnley. Annihilated like West Brom in the crowd. Probably the main kind of source of trepidation ahead of tomorrow if you guys field the big guns, Lacazette and Aubameyang and such like. So the facilities are all there. You just need the right manager, the right backroom staff, just to gel it all together. Because on paper, you're a tremendous side, but again, it's just a case of walking the walk and getting the club back up to the previous heights.
Well, it's like I keep saying. That's what you're telling me. The players we've got in that side, the first team players we've got in that side. You're telling me that's not a side that's worthy of being in Europe, right? Even in Europa League. Yeah, you got to be joking, right? Especially compared to some of the teams that are in Europa League. So it's definitely earns its right to be in Europe with the quality that's there. Like I keep saying, the manager's not good enough, right? Arsenal should not be a club where you should get a manager to learn his trade. That's something you should do. And that's not any disrespect to League One or League Two or even Championship clubs. That's something that you would expect the Championship or League One club to do. Let them learn their trade down there rather than do it at the top level of football. The other problems as well is I don't think the stadium's too much of the problem. The people running it underneath the problem. The biggest problem I found is that we needed to move a new stadium for us as a club. We didn't get the expansion that we wanted, so we needed to move to a bigger stadium. So it's always going to be that way. It's the people running it that's behind the scenes with your Gazidis, Wenger, your Gazidis, your Cronkies, then it's your Dick Laws, then it was Sinelli, then it is Vinay, then it's Edu, then it's Arteta. All these people that have come in after Cronky's taken over the club, basically, and they're all businessmen. They're not football men. They're businessmen. And unfortunately, most of the time, what led to Wenger's downfall is instead of actually calling it out, he blocked it. He gave the excuse that we're paying off the stadium or this, that, and all the other. And this is what ruins his legacy for me, is that instead of calling it out and say, well, I can't do anything. They're not doing what I need. So how am I supposed to win titles? Right? He covered it all up. He covered it all up all the time. So, yeah. Hopefully we can get him back because the internet's obviously a bit poor. Hopefully. Yeah. You still there? Oh.
I think he's gone.
Yeah, try come if you can hear us. Try and come back in and come back out again, and it might just be that you might have to refresh it. If he comes back, I will put him back in. But like I said, he's back. Is he back? Yeah, he's back. Sorry about that. But yeah, it was like I was saying, it's all those people behind that have been running it, and Wenger ruined his legacy by covering it up. Emery tried calling it out, which is why he got sacked so early, right? And Arteta is another yes man. He's another Wenger man, and he's acting like Wenger already. You're hearing it press conferences, like it sounds like Wenger on the way during the end of his career, broken, like desperate, like why you look at me, all this rubbish. It sounds exactly like him talking in riddles, and it sounds like a man who's literally desperate to try and keep his job, and desperate to prove that he's good enough. There you go. So it's all the people around it. It's not
I mean that's pretty much.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to
obviously it was a big financial outlay to.
Yeah,
I mean, I think back to the final game against Wigan. You got all the flags waving. You got all the red and white all around the stadium. Lovely 4-2 victory. Henry kissing the turf. I mean, one of the great. I like to look at football as a whole sometimes and appreciate what other clubs do. Above and beyond your own club, when you can recognise a wonderful occasion, good footballing heritage, then obviously it doesn't come much bigger than Arsenal. I don't know, because the reason I mentioned the stadium, because it was such a big financial outlay.
Yeah. Here's the biggest thing I just wanted to pick up on. We always did everything back then with we always did everything back then with a touch. What the motto was with a touch of class. And that's what Arsenal used to be about. Everything was done with sort of a bit of class about it, right? Nowadays, we don't have that anymore. One time there was like an anniversary for Rocastle's passing, right? Absolute legend. They never put it in the
Yeah,
matchday
of
program.
course.
Never put it in the matchday program, right? And it's just it's where
That's shocking,
that
isn't it?
whole motto, yeah, and it's where you hold that motto and everything you know about Arsenal and everything I saw with Arsenal last season. That last season has pushed me so far as a fan that I never thought I'd feel so low about this club. And I can get some people why they get to the point they can't be asked with it anymore because they just don't like it. They don't like the club anymore. It's because it's not the club they know. Like I remember one time saying I actually hated the club for the way they act now, the way it is. It's not Arsenal. It's not the Arsenal I love. So I mean, Vivian, how do you feel it with Arsenal at the minute? How do you feel it with like? Do you feel like some sort of the same wavelength with Arsenal that you're pushed that far as a fan that you just don't appreciate what the club does anymore? Vivian, is you there? No,
Yeah, I can
dropped.
hear you. I lost you for a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. We can hear.
Okay. So I
Yeah,
didn't
so
get you. Sorry, what did you say?
yeah, I was just asking, do you feel like the same way as where if you push so far as a player, as a fan, sorry, that you get to a point that you just don't appreciate or like anything the club's doing anymore because it's not the club you recognise?
Yeah, I was there already this season. The first two, three games, I got to that point. But I'm an Arsenal fan. We always have hope. And then the last two games, it brought up renewed hope that our season might not get as bad as I thought it would. But yes, early this season, till end of last season, like early this season, I just became withdrawn. I just became nonchalant. Like I got to the point like I really did not care what happened. And that's a bad place to get to as a fan because
Mm.
when a football club loses its fans, it has lost its essence. Nothing when the fans becomes the way City fans are now, then it's really bad, and then you know that things at the club are really really bad. And I was at that point late last season, early this season, but thankfully
Yeah, that I hear that, Vivian, completely. What I want to ask Mike is, looking at Arsenal now, do you see there's a good opportunity there to cause an upset for Wimbledon? Um, do you feel that like there's a way you can go about it that can expose Arsenal for what they are and like cause a massive shock by beating Wimbledon? By the way, Drake, if you think I'm gonna smile after a Wimbledon win, no offense, mate, but I'm not gonna be over the moon. Like it is, like I'll be over the moon if we beat Tottenham, mate. Right? So yeah, but like I said, like, what do you feel? Do you feel like you can cause an upset?
Well, I mean, it's just I don't want to go all cliche on you, but I mean, when it's 11 men against 11 men, anything sort of can happen. We're certainly going to come along and try and do our very best. I think any situation where one of the two teams, even if it's the lower division side, has started a season particularly well against a side, even in the Premier League, such as yourselves, which again picking up now the last couple of victories, but hasn't made the best of starts. There's always the opportunity for the bridge to be gapped. That's not to say we're going to come in and arrive on Wednesday and we're gonna beat everyone, we're gonna stuff everyone, etc. Because we know that's not our style. We're still very aware of the fact that Arsenal with the biggest names in world football. We saw the demolition job you did on West Brom in the previous round. A respectable championship side, and I think a lot will depend tomorrow on what type of side Mikel Arteta goes for. Whether he goes for perhaps a little bit more of a youth or lineup, or maybe the Carabao Cup is taking on a little bit more importance. Perhaps maybe is the other bigger trophy. So, for example, you haven't got Europe, and maybe Premier League might be beyond you guys. So yeah, maybe viewing it, it's a more important bit of silverware. And obviously, there's been great days Arsenal winning that trophy in the past. Everyone calls it a Mickey Mouse trophy now, but you've got the memories of Charlie Nicholas in '87 at Wembley, and the 2 cup wins in '93 against Sheffield Wednesday. It's all part of the club honours. It's all part of the sort of the tradition. And the cup is a cup. There's only 3 domestic trophies anyone can win at the end of any given season. So it would still be a bit of silverware, but it's a hiding to nothing for us, Steve, because Arsenal enough. Yet no, we're not going to bat an eye. We go, and obviously it's called. There's a few more ramifications involved in that. So yeah, it's a case of whatever we do. We're either going to, we will come away with a win, or we'll come out fighting. And even if we lose, then it's we've done our best, and it's gallant losers, etc. So I think you guys are on a bit of a kind of a, you can't win in either eventuality.
Yeah, I think so as well. As much as I get the point about winning a piece of silverware, and everyone does want to win a piece of silverware in the end. I think for me is that, and this is probably maybe me being a bit compared to like the smaller team in the league in the English leagues, is that maybe it's just me being as an Arsenal fan being a bit like snobbish to the Carabao Cup, but it's not the level that I want to see Arsenal at, or I want to be seeing them challenging for the league, or like getting back towards Europe and even the Champions League, and getting back towards challenging that. Obviously,
very
like
much so.
I mean, how many times we've won the FA Cup now? 14 times, and it's like winning an FA Cup is brilliant. But every time we've won the FA Cup so far, which is 14, 15, and 16, 17, and 19, 20, all they've done is paper the cracks of what the actual problems are. That's all they've done. They've papered over the crack. This last FA Cup, 1920, everyone rolled the wave of the FA Cup. Even I did. We rolled the wave of the FA Cup and gave Arteta a chance. But when you actually look at it and you look at the results on the pitch, and you look at the results in the league, which is your bread and butter, we were crap. We were crap. We had a chance to be in top 4. And when the 2 games at lockdown, he blew it straight away. Straight away blew it against Man City and Brighton. So, yeah. So for me, we should have easily, like, be better than where we were. But people wanted to, that half a season, blame Emery for that and the board. The whole next season, you give him the whole season, and yet he couldn't even this time get to a Europa League final, which is what Emery managed to do with a weaker squad, which everyone can accept he had a weaker squad. Yet he managed to get Europa League final. He could only get to a semi, and yet Emery could get 5th that season, and he can only get 8th. But people still find that acceptable. I don't see that as acceptable. Now, people might sit there and go, yeah, well, like, you want to give him time to implement what he's got. They said, but mate, we ain't got time. We ain't got time. Before you know it, if we carry on the way we are, Saka will go, Smith Rowe will go, Martinelli will go. All these players will just go, no, I'm not staying here. I've got to win things. And then what are you going to do then? Still say, well, it's not Arteta's fault, is it? He's not getting results on the pitch. So why do you think the players are going to leave? The way they act on the pitch sometimes, they look deluded.
Yeah.
They look like absolutely clueless.
I mean, it's how the hierarchy want to proceed. I mean, we talked about Arteta coming in purely on the strength on what he did as an assistant to Pep at Man City, and and I think a lot of Arsenal fans feel this, that he's come in, but it's too soon for him to take on a gig like Arsenal. One of the big names. You half a bit
to be fair,
down the Championship club. Maybe one of the lower profile Premier League clubs, and then gradually you build yourself up, you build your experience up, and then you'd be in a bit more of a better position. But I think to a certain extent he was being thrown in at the deep end, but of course the opportunity to manage a big Premier League club came his way, and of course particularly one who he's played for previously, and of course he's not that done it, so it's fair play to him for wanting to manage at Arsenal. But I think Arsenal really need to go for a really big established kind of, even like someone who's managed in Italy and won Serie A, You know, everyone talks about Allegri, for example. You know, bring back maybe Conte, come back would do a great job. So you've got to go out there, but you've got to be able to put your money on the table and show what you're all about, which Arsenal have done in the transfer market for players during the summer. But again, it's all about having the conductor. It's like the conductor in an orchestra. You know, you've got to have the real sort of coordination there at the top, and someone who's been there, seen it, done it, a bit of European silverware under their belt as well as the domestic, and then take it. Arteta was just too much of a gamble.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with that more. It's just like with whoever's in charge needs to actually show. What you need to do is just show ambition. If you want to be ambitious, go get Conte. Go get Conte. So we'll give you 200 mil in the first transfer window to go do what you want, right? Buy what you want. Make your manager do what you want, right? Give you 200 mil for it. And I don't even think that will cover it. To be honest, we need so much more money than that. It's unreal. But even then, or if you even if then you don't want to be that ambitious, because you never know, Conte could still say no the way Arsenal have acted in previous times. So he could just quite easily, no, I can't trust you lot. So okay, why can't he go get Graham Potter? Get Graham Potter, and he'll take Basuna with him, right? Which is what everyone's been craving for this season. Take Graham Potter, who creates so many chances per game, with a side that shouldn't even be creating that many chances. So if you put him with a side that's got like Partey, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Pepe, right, all these great European worthy players, he would destroy teams in the amount of chances he creates. It'd be like Klopp with how many chances he creates for Liverpool, sort of thing. And the amount of chances you create, at some point you're going to score a goal. So I don't see why that's not a goodable option. And even then, you can then say, "Well, make your manager. You can spend what you want." Simple as that. Whoever needs to come in, again, they need to give him the same rights as Arteta. Make him manager and make him get what he wants, right? Because then also the board can then say, "Well, it wasn't our fault. He bought the players, not me." So, but the amount of stupid signings we made.
Yeah,
look how
give
many
themselves the way out.
Well, you know what I mean. But like, because I think Edu's looking for a way out of this without having his career damaged. I can see it in his eyes. That interview he gave was disgusting, honestly. Like, we're the only club who hasn't got a target in the league. How is that? How is Arsenal Football Club not got a target? And then I hear fans saying, "Oh, he's not going to give you a target, is he?" He said, "Well, of course he damn is." What? What are you asking? What? Because he'll shoot himself in the foot. I said, I don't care if he shoots himself in the foot. It might actually do him a bit of good. Right? I'll shoot him up the arse. Right? You know what I mean? How can you not have a target as a fan? Right? Ivan Toney came out of the press conference and said, "I want to win the league." He's playing for Brentford. Right? There you go. So don't say you can't give us a target. Don't give us that. Right? Right? So for me, I would just for me, I just think it's absolutely stupid. It's the way we run at the minute. We're run by a manager who hasn't clearly not good enough. You give it to a manager who is good enough. Give it to like someone like a Graham Potter or Conte, and then just go and spend what you need, and we'll give you what you need to go and do it. So I think then, like, we also won't get the stupid, because some of the stupid signings we've made while Arteta's been here. Xhaka's still here. How is Xhaka still here? Right? He's convinced him twice now to stay. He has been selling him all summer, or trying to get him sold all summer. Because of the sake of 5 million, we've now extended his contract. And we didn't want to bother getting Aouar because he's 1 year older than the maximum age of our bracket of what we were looking for. 1 year. Right? So when we know he's a better player. So that's that's him. And again, what's with Suarez, new contract. Suarez, he bought him. He's not been any good, really. Chambers, a new contract. Holding, a new contract. Some of these defenders have been given new contracts. They're not worthy of Arsenal. Not worthy of wearing this shirt. Honestly. So some of the contracts that have been given out are mind-boggling. I mean, Aubameyang is the clear one. I want him gone. To be honest, Aubameyang's time at Arsenal is done. He's done great for us, but I'm sorry, his time is done. And at the minute, we can't get rid of him because of the wage. No one's going to pay that money, right? So it's shocking. But yeah, I'm off to big up to you, mate, and big up, Mike T. Best of luck to A.F.C Wimbledon for the rest of the season. Yeah, do you feel like you're going to get a promotion in this season?
Thank
Mike?
you, thanks, James. Appreciate that.
Yeah, do
Sorry,
you think
mate,
you're going to get
again, Steve?
Yeah, do you think you're going to get promotion this season? It's going on Wimbledon again. Do you think you're going to get promotion this season?
Yeah. I think, first of all, thanks to James for his very kind words. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. Good luck to you guys as well, of course. Yeah, I think
He's an Everton
this is
fan,
the
by the
first
way.
full season back at playing. Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's
Yeah,
why the
I mean,
Everton
we're back
badge was
at
there.
Carabao Lane for the first time in 30 years. Oh, I didn't see that. I'm on a very small screen, so I didn't quite make that
That's
out.
all.
Anyway, I wish
That's all
everyone
right.
good luck.
That's all right.
Anyway, I don't. But yeah, we're first time back in Wimbledon for 30 years in front of fans as well. We've had great atmosphere so far. The acoustics have just kind of, gone through the roof. So we've made a good start. And above all, the fans can see that we've got a great managerial setup. We've got various coaching staff in there. We've got youngsters coming through, a blend of the youngsters and the more experienced players. And yeah, I mean, the all-round experience is what everyone's really, really enjoying at the current time. So, and again, you remember the previous Wimbledon, they went from the 4th division to the first division in 9 years, in the late 70s to mid 80s. Obviously, yeah, when we look back on history, we were very fond of that particular era. And if anything similar could be achieved, but I think at the moment, again, people got their own little views on how high we can go, just under the present infrastructure with the current finances that we have in place. So if there can be a good run, and if we can get up into the championship, and then we can gradually expand the stadium as well, which we can do. And they view it very much as a kind of a long-term project, and just enjoying where we've come from, and again, having the club taken away, sort of moved up the M1, 20 years ago, and not just give up football, instead of watching grandstand on a Saturday or go and watch Fulham or whatever, we decided to sort of, respond in the best possible way, reassume control of the club under our own steam.
Oh, you gone? It froze. You there? Yeah, he's there.
Oh, there we go.
Can hear him. There you go. Go on.
Yeah, I'm still
Go
here.
on, carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, we're now in complete control of it. Yeah, we're now got a complete control of the whole thing from top to bottom, and that means that what happened to us previously, could never happen again. No one else can come in and just bundle the club back into the back of a transit van and go up the M1. So yeah, and that's the kind of perspective at the moment. Really sort of enjoying, what we're doing. Obviously, I work for the club as well, because I'm the match commentator on the radio station, and I do the PA announcing as well at the home matches. So yeah, and so looking forward to tomorrow evening. Maybe a few nice little biscuits or whatever with Jonathan Pearce and Perry Groves around us, probably up in the press box and what have you, and make a nice occasion of it. I mean, we've got 9,000 tickets sold.
You can tell him I said,
yeah, of course, mate.
Yeah,
we'll do.
On air, said I.
Yeah, well, I've met Perry Groves before. When he came down to the old ground and was doing a bit of media stuff. Lovely guy to talk to, yeah. So we'll make the most of it. It'll be a nice occasion for us. We'll go there at the very least, looking to enjoy it. We've got 9,000 tickets. I think we've sold something like 7,500 to 8,000 of those.
One thing is,
we'll make some good noise.
You'll love. To be honest, one thing I do like the facilities at the Emirates is quality. I would implore you not to try and buy any sort of food or drinks in the Emirates. I know a lot of Arsenal fans do, because they're just deluded, right? Because they know that the money goes to the Conkeys, but they're still deluded to go and buy it. By the way, this shirt was bought on eBay. This wasn't bought off the club shop. It is real, but it's not bought off the club shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought this. I bought the
That's
new
that's
shirt
what I
off
was going to.
eBay.
Yeah, I believe you, Steve, mate. Don't you have to? I'm sure you're rock and roll at heart, mate. So I know that's what you would have done. But that's the thing I see. I mentioned one of the other fan channels. I don't need to name them, obviously, but they're all full of out with Gazidis and Kroenke and Chips Keswick and everybody like that. And yet all of them have spent the thick end of 200 quid getting all three of the latest
I get some
replica
people
shirts.
want.
So I'm thinking, well,
I get some people might want to get, because like this. I worked this out. The shirts, in terms of getting the shirt, 5% from what a fellow Arsenal fan told me, 5. Oh no, he's gone. What I said, that 5% of the 5% of all the money that's made on a shirt or spent on a shirt, that's 65 quid. 5% of that goes to the Cronkies. It's the printing. If you get the printing with the badges, the printing with your name on the back and your number, that all that money goes to the Cronkies. All of that goes to the Cronkies. So buying the shirt, only 5%. But if you buy any other merchandise, any other printing on the shirts, you buy food or drink, like betting in there or anything like that, all of that goes to the Cronkies. That is Cronky money. That is. So yeah, buy a bottle of Coke outside the shop. I'll let you have it in there, as long as it's a clear bottle. All right. Have something to eat before you go in the ground. Like, support local businesses. All right. I know where the where is it? Where is it in I think it was the Tannington. I think it was the Tannington pub, isn't it? And then there's across the road. There's an Arsenal pub, and then you go across the road. Then there's a kebab shop, great kebab shop there. I always have. Every time I went to Emirates, I went down there instead. I had something to eat. So there you go. Anthony, the winner of the Carabao Cup. Yeah, they have changed it. Yeah, they have changed. Well, will Arteta turn it around? Do you still have faith in PC Matt? I don't have any faith in him whatsoever. Right? Don't get me wrong. Right? I want Arsenal to win games. So every time I go there, I put my agendas aside and I say, you go and prove me wrong. You go and get that result. You go and get that result. Simple as that. You go and get that result. You go and how do I put it? You go and make sure that we get that result, especially if against Tottenham or something like that, or Man United. Right? When it comes to everything else, once the game's finished, then I'll have a criticism. Try and be as unbiased as possible against him, right? But if he's going to screw up, I'm going to call it out, and I'm going to say he's still not good enough. But even then, I'm still going to say at the end of each stream, Arteta out. Simple as that. He's not good enough for this club. He never was good enough for this club, right? I was stupid enough to think he was good enough for this club at one point, right? But I don't think that anymore. Arsenal need a better manager. We all know we need a better manager. Even the Arteta fans who are still promoting crap on Twitter, this is how stupid these fans are. Some of these fans are so deluded, it's unreal, right? Even having a go at me saying I need to have my own opinion instead of having, Lee Gunner's opinion. No, mate, I have my own opinion before I met Lee Gunner, and I was already Arteta out, mate, right? So take that and shove it, right? Honestly, right? Just because you want to get personal, because you can't win an argument, because your manager, right, is screwing you over because he ain't good enough, and you know he's not good enough. You said he wasn't good enough. You said we start the season like this, you want him out. No. You are just happy to you'll keep making excuses until the guy gets us relegated. And even then, you'll come up with an excuse. You'll blame it on the refs or the wind or something like that. You'll do a tie, mate. Yeah, you'll do a tie. You'll blame it on anything other than the manager. And I am fed up with it. It'll be this.
Okay, it wasn't the best defending.
Defending was terrible.
Well, it wasn't the best defending. Things can happen. Remember, we mustn't forget that it's been raining. So The pitch is quite.
It's been raining.
Yeah.
Are you being serious? It's raining for both teams.
Yeah, I know.
That is what Arteta fans are doing right now. They are finding every excuse in the sun not to blame the manager. Simples. Anyway, we're gonna have to. I don't think he's gonna be able to come back anytime soon, mate. So if he's not, then I'm gonna. Sorry. Yeah, so I do think yeah, might not be able to come back. So we're gonna have to wrap up there. Anyway, score predictions first of all before I wrap it up. Give me your score predictions right now. Everyone in the chat, make sure you hit that like and share button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Right, anyone that's new around here, I don't know if you're new around here, PC Matt. It's lovely having you in. Good questions, and good questions you put in there. I missed this one as well. You think he performed better than Emerson? I'm taking your talk about Tomiyasu. Now, to be honest, 20 million, he wasn't even worth like say it says he wasn't worth 20. He wasn't even cost 20 million. So there you go. So it's not 20. If it's under 20 million, it's never a bad bargain, to be honest. Unless it's really is important and he doesn't even get on the pitch. But like, I think you think he performed better than Emerson? Well, at the minute he is. Emerson's come in and he's got spanked 3-0 and then 3-0 again. Right? Tomiyasu's come in with 1-0, 1-0, and he's probably been the man of the match out of both games for me. For me, he's been man of the match in both games. Shut down that right hand side of our defence completely, right? Because he's a proper right back who does the job properly. He defends first rather than just goes forward and attacks, right? So for me, right, I have faith in Tomiyasu. I think he's a good player. I think he's a very good player. From what I've seen so far, obviously it's only 2 games, so I love to see him do it. If he does against Tottenham, and he's man of match in that game, which I think he will do, right? He'll give like whoever's on that left hand side the time of their lives, right? And I'll tell you that they are going to regret every time it coming across him. I'm telling you, he is going to spin them, put them in a spliff, right? As they say, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I've got complete faith in him, as you can tell. So, Stephen is a sellout. Bought the shirts from Arsenal.com. I have this. Ha ha. Yeah. No. F off, say honestly, seriously. Arsenal sells 10 million shirts for £100. The Conky gets 50 million. Don't underestimate the 5%. That's why I bought mine off eBay, right? The guy wanted to pay 100 quid. By the way, it's not 65 quid, this shirt. This is the proper match edition that goes skin tight. So it's 100 quid. Right? And he paid me 20. I paid him 20. 20. So there we are. So Anthony Herbert 3-1. Who's this guy? If you want to find yourself banned very, very, very quickly, mate, I suggest you delete the comment. Right? You can come here, like, share, and subscribe, and actually ask proper questions. If you want to start putting those links in, you can pee off straight away. Right? I need to do something about that because people do put links in and stuff, and I don't like it. I might have to do it so only mods can do it. So, I'm gonna drop the link in for the last 5 minutes. See if anyone comes on. Drop in 5 minutes. But yeah, you're going 3-1, Anthony. Say what you're going for. Let me know. Let me know what you're going for tonight for tomorrow's game against Arsenal Wimbledon. Let me know in the comments. Right, put your score predictions in right now. Right, and make sure you keep hitting that like button. The more likes we get, the more traction we get off YouTube. The more we grow this channel. It really does help. Right, it really does mean a lot to us if you can. Right, especially after like the last couple of days. I've been sick, man. I've not been well, man. Right, I'm lucky I'm doing this stream today, to be honest. I really shouldn't be, to be honest. But I've got to keep the Arsenal content up at least. The historical gunner shows tomorrow, but I don't think I'll be doing that. I think I'll postpone that till next week. Because again, I just don't feel I've got to do research as well. And to be honest, after I've done these streams, which will probably be that and a watch along tonight, I just want to sleep. I don't want to do anything else. I've been sleeping most of the day as well, just to try and get over it. My legs in pain all the time, every time I walk. I don't know what that link is, mate. I don't know, but like there you go, Anthony. If you want to come on I'll put the StreamYard link in. But like I said, I've been in pain with my legs. I just not been well at all, man. Yeah. Let's have a look. No, YouTube, no. There you go. So, yeah, we're gonna have to wrap it up there. So I'm gonna have to wrap it up there. So make sure to yeah, I'm gonna have to check leave it there. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, please. It's really, really important you do so. Really do appreciate everyone coming in today, coming in the chat today, giving me the best well wishes. I'm cooking tea, trying to sort that link sorted out. You get well soon, mate. Yeah, thanks for coming. Oh, Mike's just back. You all right, mate?
Hello there, back once again with the ill behaviour.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I was just about to wrap it up, mate. So to be honest, because
yeah, no,
there's
just
not much else
get back on stage just say final goodbye and just thanks for having us on, mate. Been a pleasure. I hope we've at least managed to get some good stuff despite like the interruptions and everything, mate.
No, we have done definitely. So what I wanted to do is also just quickly ask you score predictions tomorrow. What are you going for?
I don't normally go against my own team, but I suppose all things considered, probably 2-1 to Arsenal. I would have thought.
Oh, go on, go on, go for it. Go, say you're going to cause an upset. Go on.
All right, well, 2-1 either way then.
All right, go on then. We'll go with that.
I expect it'll be a close game. I think. I think we'll put a good account of ourselves. But again, it largely depends on who Arsenal field as well. That could be. We saw what happened when you guys had some of the big guns out against West Brom. At West Brom as well. Respectable Championship side. I know they had a few youth players out as well, but the remorseless demolition job you did was quite awe-inspiring. So I just hope we don't come away with too many goals in the against column, and just to try and enjoy the occasion. It will certainly be one that we will never forget for the rest of our lives.
Wicked, definitely. I do feel that if like US players, it will be a closer game. A lot of that, because in the end, it will be a closer game because I think for Arsenal, if we play a younger side with Arteta, he always starts. The reason he played a strong side against West Brom is because this guy is clueless. If West Brom had played a strong side in that game, we would have struggled to win that game. To be honest, West Brom were just very, very poor as well. Not saying that we weren't great. We did have very good moments in that game. Obviously, if you're going to win 6-0, of course you are.
We're 6-0 away from home as well.
Yeah, but with the fact that you're playing their kids, it's like sometimes you're playing it's like 18-year-olds playing 10-year-olds. The 18-year-olds are going to beat the living. Is going to score every single time. Yeah. So, but if we played a young side against Wimbledon, say like our youth side, and you played your strong side, then it would be definitely a close game. It depends what also he puts on the bench. If he decides to be arrogant and stubborn, and think he's Mr. Know-It-All like he did in the Villarreal semi-final, and not put any subs on the bench that could try and change the game if it's not going our way, then we could be in trouble. So I think it's either going to be 2-1 Arsenal, or you would draw it to a penalty shootout. It could be anyone's call. And if he hasn't put anyone on the bench that could score pens, right, then God help us.
Yeah, well, again, we won't know until the teams are selected, will we, Steve? So, we're one of those kind of it's kind of a bit in suspension at the moment, and then obviously once the team sheets are published, then we can maybe form a bit more of a, concrete opinion on how it's all going to kind of resolve itself. But no, it's nice to be going out to Arsenal again for the first time this millennium. We went there December 1999 last time, got a 1-1 draw. And at one point we went to 11 years without losing at Highbury to Arsenal as well. So we've got a reasonable good record. And then obviously last couple of years, Arsenal won the double. We lost 5-0, lost 5-1 the following year. But yeah, that's like memories from like years gone by. Fresh kind of chapter tomorrow, and let's see what happens. I think whatever happens, it's going to be whether it's the youth team or the more experienced team from yourselves. We'll be going to give it our best go as well. We'll try and get a good atmosphere going, and I hope it'll be just a great occasion.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Lastly, just want to say to Jason as well, big up to you, mate. I hope you're well. Anyway, we have to wrap up there. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. So it's the get well messages as well. Make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe. It really is important you do that. The more likes we get on YouTube, the more traction we get, the more we help the channel grow as well. If you know anyone who hasn't subscribed yet, get them to subscribe as well. Plus, also, if you could also possibly join the membership scheme as well, from as little as £1.99 with great perks in there. You've got another level which is £4.99 with even greater perks than that. Then a third level, which is the ultimate one, is obviously, which is £8.99, and all they do is donate a monthly sum to Children's Liver Disease Foundation every month. So you'll be giving something back to the charity whilst getting some great perks with it as well. And until then, we're back at 7:30. If I don't feel well enough, I will cancel about 50 minutes before, and let you guys know. But I should be. I should be able to just do it in here. So, yeah. Until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you later on. Take care. Bye bye.